Hey y'all, 3 o'clock New Orleans time. Welcome. This is Rosetree Glass Blowing Studio and Gallery. I'm Mark. I own the studio with my wife Brenda. And what we're going to do today is for the next, 20 minutes or so, we'll give you a little lesson on what kind of things we do here. So today we are starting our Mother's Day series. Doing things that we think for Mother's Day you might want to give to your mom or somebody who you know that is a mom. So that's what we're going to start with. So today what we're going to do, we're making atomizers. So it's an old school. It's a Throwback Thursday also. So these are the atomizers, and they have a top on them, and can you hear that? So they really work. They're actually a very nice fitting on top. And we're going to be making the tall one. That's what we're going to be making today. So, as always, if you have questions, please ask. I can work and answer questions at the same time. If you like us, thumbs up, hearts. If you are doing a watch party, I cannot see questions on your watch party, so if you have questions, you have to come onto our feed. Okay? So, let's get started. Today, the color I chose is rainbow. So we're going to do a rainbow cone atomizer. So we're going to start over at the furnace. Blowpipe. End of the blowpipe has to be hot to get glass on the end. Every time we put glass on, it's called a gather because we're gathering the glass on the end of the blowpipe. In here, in my furnace, it's we can hold 400 pounds of 2,000 degree glass. So 2,000 degrees, to give you an idea of how hot that is, lava coming out of a volcano is about 1900. So 2,000 is more than 1900. So this is hotter than lava. So I'm going to get my first gather on. And because it's a smaller piece, my gathers are going to be a little smaller today. So that's the first layer, first gather. And you'll see, when I stop turning, it starts to drip. So I have to keep turning all the time that I have the pipe in my hand. We're going to come over here. And I'm going to even it off on the table. The table is called a marver. So I'm going to even it off on the marver. I'm going to put my starter bubble in it. And how I do that is called an air trap. So I'm going to blow into the pipe, put my finger over the end, force air inside. When the cold air hits the hot glass, it heats up and expands. And you see there's a bubble inside already. So I'm going to make that the correct size, and then I have to let this cool off a little bit. So to cool off, I'm looking at the colors. So right now it's like a orangey red at the end of the pipe. I'm looking for that to actually go to clear, so it'll be dark like the end of the pipe that's not under the glass. If I go back in right away, that glass in the furnace will heat the first gather up and it'll become really, really, really floppy, and it'll be really hard to control. So, as usual, I'm going to ask you, where y'all from?
Well, we've already got a Houston and a Marrero.
Wonderful. So we're going to see who's farthest and who's the closest. So I know there are people in Algiers, which is where we are, the part of New Orleans we are. I know there are people in Algiers Point that are watching, so let us know if you're there, and you will probably be the closest. And I'd like to see who the farthest is. All right, so you see, the color's pretty much gone. So I'm gonna get another layer on top, another gather. I'm gonna roll it into the rainbow colored glass chips.
We've got Gold Canyon, Arizona.
All right.
One of our favorites. Magnolia, Texas.
Never been, huh?
That it is. We've got Magnolia, Texas, and
Magnolia,
Illinois.
Texas are the Redmond clan.
And Lori said hello and happy last day of Passover
Is that
from
Lori in
Connecticut.
Connecticut? Hey, Lori. Lori's a special friend who I've known since high school, and she runs a nonprofit called Help Our Military Heroes, HOMH. And what they do is they provide vans for injured people from the military, quadriplegics, paraplegics. It's a nonprofit, so Lori, if you want to put your information on the feed, y'all go check her out. They've been doing this a long time and doing great work all across the country. So I put my color on, my second gather, and my color on, and I'm going to heat that color in. You can see that it's kind of smoothed out where the chips are kind of sharp. So now they are smooth into the glass.
We've got Los Angeles checking in.
All right, LA. My son lives in LA. It's not my son because he's working.
It is not your son, it's Christy. We've got Harvey and Hammond.
All right, that's close.
Oh, we've got Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Hello, Rhode Island. You're the farthest. You're the farthest so far.
We've got Cottondale, Florida.
All right.
And one of our favorites, Barry in New York.
Barry and Nancy in NYC. So I'm going to do kind of another feathering technique, pull with the ice pick to make the decorations on these.
Angela Monroe is checking in from 2.5 blocks away.
Angela might be the closest. Now Angela's another friend. Angela runs a tour company in New Orleans, and they do haunted tours and they do culinary tours. And because the tour guides can't give tours right now, they are doing virtual tours online. So she's keeping her tour guides employed by doing the virtual tours. Now Angela, I'd love for you to put your URL on and any other information that I missed. And y'all check it out. If you can't come to New Orleans, you can take a virtual tour with Angela's tour group.
Now that's pretty awesome.
Now you see I have the pulls on there. That's all decoration is going to be. I'm going to smooth that out.
We've got Michigan and Massachusetts.
All right, Massachusetts might be the farthest. Is that Dave Maloney?
No, it is Patty.
Patty Shack?
Yep.
Patty is a friend of mine from, actually, I've known Patty since first grade. Yeah.
She has all the dirt on you then.
Maybe. We'll have to discuss that later. So I'm heating this in. I'm going to smooth out the ridges that I made in it. Now the reheating chamber is about 2,200 or so it's hotter than the furnace. There's no glass in the heating chamber, it's just hot. So it's just brick and like a high temperature fiberglass in there to keep the heat in. So I'm going to smooth out the lines.
Michelle and Gabe in Lakewood, Ohio say hi.
Hey, Michelle and Gabe. Michelle likes to say things in Hawaiian. So I'm smoothing it out. I'm setting up, what I'm doing is each time I do something, I set up for the next step. And that's kind of how you have to do it with glass. It just doesn't come. You can react to the glass, but you have to be able to be a few steps ahead to make your piece a successful piece. So you see the lines are all smoothed out, and I'm reheating. And then I'm going to put a little more air in, because the air, by putting those lines in and smoothing it out, it kind of forced the air out a little bit. So I'm putting some more air in. And that's the inside. That's the volume of the piece, is the bubble creates the volume. So I'm going to blow a little bit more.
And Michelle did say aloha.
If you look carefully, you see the bubble getting bigger. She said something in Hawaiian?
She said aloha.
Aloha. Aloha.
That's about as much Hawaiian as I know, so that works for me.
Yeah. All right, so next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut in what's called my jack line. And the jack line is where it's going to come off of the pipe. So I'm going to make it the neck and the jack line at the same time. Each piece has names just like bodies have names. It has a foot, it has a body, it has shoulders, it has a neck, some of them have a mouth. So the different the pieces are described by their different body parts, the parts of the pieces. So I'm going to work on the shoulder and the neck now. So I'm using the jacks, and I am pulling away from the pipe, and you see it's elongating that neck. And because the atomizer has a special cap on top, I have to take a measurement there and make sure the cap will fit on. So that's actually pretty right on. So neck is done, and now I'm going to go and start preparing for the foot and expanding the body. So this is very similar to blowing a goblet, but it's not opened up at the mouth like to drink a wine glass to drink out of. The neck is closed, so we can put the little collar on, we put the sprayer on. So I'm turning both ways just to keep it on center. So this is where the foot is going to be, and I am using a special blower to expand. You see the shoulder is blowing out, so it blew out up top. And I'm just kind of setting up for the next step. Next step is going to be pulling it to make the stem for the foot. So it's another beautiful day in New Orleans. The weather here has been fantastic, although we could use some rain. It's 80-ish degrees, and it's a little breezy. The sun is out. It's actually a beautiful, beautiful day. So I'm turning all the time. If I stop turning, it's going to droop and go off center. And I'm heating up just the bottom, because that's the part I want to control. So if you see, when I come out, it's red, orange, mostly on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull gently away from the piece, cool down that a little bit, and you'll see I'm starting to get a stem. I have a stem with a knob on the end. So again, we're always measuring. It's pretty good. So next I'm going to make the foot. So I'm going to prepare the foot. So I'm heating up the knob. Then I'm going to flash the whole piece and heat up the knob again. And then I'm going to do what's called gathering a foot. And gathering a foot will be, I'm just going to go into the furnace and just get glass on the end on that knob.
I'm just going to show real quick for people who came in late. That's what we're making today. Irene asked, do you ever lose the shape you made from the
Yes.
previous step?
Yes.
Why doesn't that happen?
Yeah, it's hard just to, sometimes it's hard just to control. All right, so next I'm going to get out my footing tool, which is this, and I'm going to gather a foot on the end. So you'll see the change there. So you see I just have a little bit of glass on the end, just on that knob. It's a tricky move. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to even it up a bit. And then this is called a footing tool. And you'll see why in a second. It's aptly named. So by squeezing, I squeeze that knob and it makes a foot. So now I've been out of the reheating chamber for a bit, so I'm going to go give it one more reheat. So these atomizers are great for putting in the bathroom on a makeup tray. It's really kind of elegant. So I'm just going to even it off. It's called a Sophietta. Allows me to blow right in a certain spot. And then I'm going to go put a coating on the end, on this piece. So I'm going to be back in 10 seconds. You can show them.
Just going to go over our color. So we're making a perfume atomizer. We've got several different shapes and colors, but this is the one he's making today, is the cone. And we're doing it in rainbow.
Now the iridescence I just put on is a thin metal coating that's on the outside of the piece. And you see what happens when it reacts to the heat. It becomes metallic. When this cools off, the colors will show a little bit more. It'll be a little bit brighter. But you see how metallic the colors got from that. That's called fuming. And I just like it because it makes things all sparkly. I'm going to flash it one more time. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the foot is flat. I'm going to score it on that jack line above the neck. And I'm going to go over to my crack-off bench. Tap. And then it goes into the oven. Now this oven is 900 degrees. And with all the pieces that we do here, the piece, when we're done, has to go in the annealing oven, called an annealing oven. and the annealing oven is 900 degrees. The piece when it goes in there is above 900. So what happens is it comes down to 900 degrees and evens out across the whole piece, and then slowly cools down overnight, about 16 hours or so, to room temperature, and then we can still handle it, and it doesn't have any, it won't crack or whatever. If I just left it out after I was done blowing it, going from hot to cold too fast, it'll crack and break. So that's the Atomizer. Like I said, it's a wonderful Mother's Day gift if that's what you want to do. I've even had people use it to spray vermouth on a, what is that? Come on, somebody help me out there. My drinking friends. On a martini.
Martini glass.
On a martini, thank you. They just spray it across, put vermouth in it, spray it across their glass, and it's barware also. So, you can find us www.rosetreegallery.com, Facebook Rosetree Blown Glass, Instagram Rosetree Glass Gallery, hashtag Rosetree Glass, and that is your Atomizer. Like, as always, I thank y'all for coming. I appreciate you being here. We'll be back on Tuesday. We're going to do some more Mother's Day suggestions next week. And as always, love one another, take care of one another. Thanks again for coming.